Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Helen Robinson, and my session is called Diva on a Dollar. Please type in the chat box if you're able to hear me. Perfect. Can you see me okay? Wonderful. So first of all, welcome and thank you for joining my session. And so I'm going to start by sharing my slide deck. I will answer all questions, or if you have any questions, put them in the chat box. And by the end of the session, I will answer your questions. Thank you so much. So my name is Helen Robinson, and I have named my presentation, or I have named this presentation I've been doing, which I've been doing for over 10 years, Diva on a Dollar, because I am very budget conscious and very budget friendly. And I consider myself a diva, which not in the bad way of a diva, but in the way of a diva that I know how to make a dollar go a long way. Diva on a Dollar is a program that serves to educate individuals about cost-effective ways to manage their financial resources. These remarks are not legal advice, but rather practical tips on how to increase your knowledge with money-saving tips. The first thing you need to do is set up a budget. You need to add up what you spend on fixed expenses, and fixed expenses are like your rent, a car payment, anything that is consistent and is fixed for a certain period of time. Add up what you spend on non-monthly costs, add up contributions to financial goals, and add up to your discretionary spending. Discretionary spending is like when you go to the movies, anything fun that you like to do, which you may not necessarily need to spend money for. And do some simple math. There are several ways to set up a budget. You can do the 50-20-30 rule, which you put away 50% for essentials, which are rent and other housing costs like groceries and gas, 20% for savings accounts, retirements, contributions, loans, credit card payments, and 30% for everything else, non-essentials like clothing, restaurant, monthly streaming subscriptions, and gym. And for most of us who are churchgoers, we know that we need to put away 10% for tithing. There's another plan you could do, which is the 80-20 plan, which is pretty simple. The trick is you take 20% of each paycheck as soon as it hits your bank and put it in a bank account where you can save it, because that money is immediately placed in a separate savings account. The other 80% used for everything else. Any other bills you have, you could use that with the 80-20 plan. I have some simple ways to save money. The first way is to stop eating out so much. We know that the pandemic has taken a toll on us. And if you're like me, I am blessed enough to be working from home. But also with working from home, it sort of made me a little lazy, where I don't want to get up and go out in the middle of the day. And I know that I should. And I've been doing DoorDash and Uber Eats, which is very, very bad. The fees on the DoorDash and Uber Eats, with that money, I probably could have put that in gas and rode to the store and got me something if I wanted to go to a fast food restaurant. If you're going to drink out or have a girls' night out, I would say you can do it at home. Number one, you'll save money on liquor, and you won't have to worry about a designated driver. When we go to bars, the drinks cost $10, $12, and that's probably on the lighter side of things. But if you and your friends decide, hey, I'm going to have a girls' night out, you can go to a store and buy the mix to make the alcohol drinks that you like, sit around, laugh, talk, have a movie. And then if someone is not well enough to drive home, they're already where they need to be. They're in a destination where they're safe and sound. And all that money that you guys spent on drinking, you could have cut that in half if you do it at home. This is one of my, I think a lot of people are touchy around this subject. If you go out to dinner or lunch with a group of coworkers or a group of friends and you split the tab, My suggestion is, and this is what I do, I pay for my section only. When the waitress comes to take my order, I immediately say, I want to put mine on a separate tab. And that's because sometimes if I go out, people have ordered drinks or expensive meals, which I may have not. You don't want to get stuck paying for your meal and additional fees for drinks and expensive food you didn't order. And please don't feel embarrassed to say at the beginning of the meal to tell the server you would like your check separate. Since the majority of us have been working from home during the pandemic, my thing is I have a see-through jar and I place all the money that I would have spent on gas, lunch, or even clothing in that jar. And I have begun saving it since the beginning of the pandemic. Once my jar gets full and I also fill it with coins, I take it to the bank and I deposit it. I've noticed since the pandemic has begun, I have not been wearing hardly any clothes. I probably wear the same clothes every day. I may change my shirt if I have an important meeting online where people can see me from the neck up, and I might have a pair of old jeans on at the bottom. So with that extra money that I don't use, and not only that, my church has also been closed since the pandemic. So those extra money I would have saved buying church clothes, I've also begun to save money and gas because I'm no longer commuting to work and I'm no longer commuting to church. And it is very exciting to watch those savings grow. You need to check out some other insurance companies for your car and home insurance. See if there's a cheaper way that you can save money. If you have a bigger family, you can start, or whenever, you can start couponing to help you save money. One of the things I tell everyone, if you have a CVS drugstore near you, they have these coupons that if you go to the kiosk, they'll spit out the coupons. If you put your phone number and your email in or your card number in, you get all of these coupons from CVS. What I tell people is once you walk in the store, the minute you walk in a CVS store, you go to that kiosk and see how many coupons come out and see what they're for. Because sometimes they have coupons that you could save dollar amounts off. And what happens with coupons when we get them in the store, we have a tendency to put them in our pocketbook or in our wallets. And we say we're going to use those coupons at a later time. And we really don't. So when you see those coupons, when you first walk in the store, make sure you use them during that visit as a way for you to save money. Also, call your cell phone company and see if they can give you a better plan or shop around for other cell phone providers as there are cheaper plans. The state of Maryland, I'm sure whatever state you're in, provides free cell phones if you meet a certain criteria. Also, if you're a senior, if you're over 5, there are a lot of cell phone companies that have information for you. They can give you a cheaper rate if you're a senior citizen. Check into your cable provider to see if you can get a better deal. And see if you can get better interest rates on any of the loans that you currently have out, be it a car loan, a personal loan, or any loan. There's also housing assistance. This, because I'm in the Washington, D.C. area, there is something called Stay D.C. It started back in April 1st, and it's eligible for individuals who may have not been able to pay their rent during COVID, and they will pay your rent for up to 18 months of assistance. So if you live in the DC area or any area and you need assistance with your back rental payment due to COVID, please check with your state to find out what assistance they may have for you. In Maryland, we also have the same kind of program for individuals who might need money for delinquencies due to rental. So I'm just sort of skipping these payments. Virginia also has the same program. Also, for mortgage people, if you have a mortgage and you own a house and you are behind in your house payments due to your mortgage, please contact your mortgage company immediately. They have something called forbearances where you can temporarily pause or reduce your monthly payments if you are struggling financially. Now, this doesn't prevent you from paying the money back. They will just maybe put it on the back of your loan, or in some cases, if you tell them, they will set up a payment arrangement for you that will not include penalties or additional interest. There's also a way. I happen to own a house, and if any of you own a house, you know that there's always something wrong. There's always something breaking, falling, something's happening. There are places that can provide materials for your home that are 20 to 50% off the price of Lowe's Depot. Here in the Maryland area, we have something called the Community Forklift. The Community Forklift is an organization that they go around and, like, say if a home is going to be demolished, they will take every piece of the home from the doors to the windows to the nail, and they have it in a big warehouse. And you can go and purchase those items at a extremely reduced rate. They have kitchens, they have stoves, they have appliances, they have a little bit of everything. There is another organization called the loadingdock.org, which also has that information. If you go to redo.org, it has a listing for all of these type of places for material all over the country. No matter what state you're in, they will have a store where you can go and find this type of building materials for a very discounted rate. I have actually gotten doors from the Community Forklift. I have gotten a whole kitchen counter from the Community Forklift. And if you ever bought a kitchen counter, you know they measure the kitchen counter to decide how much they're going to charge you. With the Community Forklift, they have all different kind of kitchen counters from all different sizes that you can go and purchase at a very discounted price. And the other thing it does, it keeps these items out of the landfill. And these organizations are always looking for volunteers if you have some free time on your hands. Saving programs for your home. There are several utility companies that provide cost-saving tips for you. Here in this area, our utility company is called Pepco. Pepco offers something called a quick energy checkup program. They will actually send someone out to your house, and the individual will check your insulation levels to make sure to see if your insulation level is okay, if you need to replace or you need to increase it. They also have a lighting and appliance program. They actually came to my house like a month ago, and they replaced all of my light bulbs in my home with LED long-lasting light bulbs. And this was light bulb from the front of the house to the back of the house. They also checked my heating and cooling system, and they checked and changed my filters to make sure that they were okay. Some ways that you can save money in your home. You can identify ways you can reduce energy and cost. You can install energy-saving products at no cost with your permission, including Energy Star certified LED bulbs, smart thermostats, water heater pipe wraps, which when the energy company came out, they also wrapped my hot water pipes for me. And they also gave me a new shower head. Now, I can tell you, I haven't had a new shower head in a long time, but the shower head that they came and they installed it themselves, there was absolutely no fee, no charge involved. It was an efficient flow shower head. And it's wonderful. What happens when you're in the shower, and if the shower's just running, it actually turns itself off, and there's a lever that you pull to turn the hot water back on if they feel that the water is not working correctly or you're wasting water. So it helps you keep everything energy efficient in your home. And they also offer you discounts. If you go out and buy new appliances and the appliances are energy efficient, they will give you a rebate on those appliances. So please check that out. Oh, I have here. You can buy a new refrigerator and they'll give you $75, and they will remove your old refrigerator. And they'll provide you with a summary report of their finding. So when the gentleman came and he checked my insulation, he changed all the light bulbs, he checked everything, and they provided me with a summary report explaining the findings, what I needed to change, what needs to happen, what I could do better, and if everything was okay. So they were excellent. Washington Gas also works with pre-approved contractors to qualify for a high efficiency rebate, water heaters and dryers. And you can also get a discount at approved retailers. Okay. So tips to save money on groceries. So one of the things I suggest is to clean and organize your cabinets. You need to do the same to your freezer, especially if you have a deep freezer. So when I say clean and organize your cabinets, what I'd like you to do is take all this food with the latest expiration date and bring it up front. So you use those foods first so they don't expire. Those with the longer expiration life, put those to the back of your cabinet. If you have any food that is expired and no good, please make sure to toss that out. The other thing you could do to save money when you shop is use a shopping list when you go shopping to make sure you don't buy duplicate foods that you may already have. Check the sales sheet to see what items are on sale. And clip coupons and check to see when double day coupon is if your supermarket offers it. I'm sorry, just a second. Don't go shopping where you are hungry, because when you go shopping when you're hungry, you will buy things that you don't need. I know I've gone shopping when I've been hungry, and I have had Oreo, potato chips, all kind of stuff that I knew wasn't bad. But when you're hungry, everything that you see looks delicious. If you can, and if you choose to, use generic store brands. I've used generic store brands and they're just as good as the others, because the bottom line is no matter what you buy, if you season it correctly, you can doll up anything, as my mom used to say. So you can fix it up to your taste, regardless if it's generic or it's the real thing. Use a calculator when you go shopping to keep track of the money you are spending on food, because you should have a budget before you go shopping. You should say, hey, I'm going to spend no more than $75. And the best way to do that is to calculate it while you're going through the store to make sure that you stay within your budget. My thing is, if you really want to take it to the next level, shop with cash, no debit cards. This will help you stay within your budget. If you have $100 worth of cash and you're using your calculator, you know you're not going to go over $100 worth of groceries, because that's all you have. With your debit cards, it's sort of easy to go over that amount, because you know you have the debit card and you know you have more money on it. But shop with cash, because you don't want to be that person on the line that you have $120 worth of food and $100 and you have to put $20 of it back. Bring your own bags to the stores that charge you for bags to put your groceries in, because if they charge you, you can save, even it may be 5 or 10 cents a bag. That's 5 or 10 cents in your pocket. Vacuum seal meats, label them and freeze them. Put the date when you bought them and put them in the freezer so you can have great dinners following that. The grocery store is set up in a very interesting way. They put all the stuff that they really want you to buy, and pretty the name brand stuff, they put it at eye level so you can see that. So most people, they go to the grocery store and they pick up what's at eye level, and sometimes that is the more expensive item. What you should do is you can look at the bottom shelves and look on the outer shelves to see if you can find you some deals. So when you go in the grocery store, know that looking eye level can cost you more money. Plan on your meals for the week before you shop, and then buy what's on that menu. Start with planning for 3 or 4 days if that week seems too much. One way to save money is to buy in bulk at Costco's, BJ's, or stores like that. And if you can, get some family members or friends to go in with you so you can split the cost with them in order to save money. Decide to change your cooking style and cook meatless meals in order to cook healthier and save a little money. For your cell phone. Check with your cell phone companies for programs that can save you money. Cell phones are becoming so expensive. Just the cell phone itself and the service is becoming quite pricey. Please shop around for your cell phone usage. Cable companies. Well, I don't know how many of you have cable. I'm sure we all have cable because we need to watch TVs. But you might want to consider a streaming service instead of cables. My cable bill is literally like $200 a month. And that is way crazy to watch TV. I remember when I was growing up, there was like 3 or 4 channels, so it was free. But now cable, in order to watch TV, you have to use cable companies. You might just want to go with streaming services. You have Disney, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Paramount. And please note, for some individuals, I know for a fact that Amazon Prime, if you are on SNAP or if you are receiving benefits from the state, Amazon Prime, their streaming service is 50% off for those individuals if you can prove you are getting some kind of federal assistance. If you are a student, you can also get discounts on any of these streaming services. Here's the deal. Sometimes when you go to a cable, when you look at cable and just say you have Showtime or HBO, and they offer you a 7-day free trial, make sure after that 7-day free trial that you turn it off. Because if you do not turn it off, they will continue to charge you for that service. So keep in mind to make sure that you turn it off after 7 days if you decide to do that. For medical assistance, I'm sorry, I must tell you this. This presentation is usually like an hour and a half. So I have 40 minutes to get through. So I am trying to make sure I can disseminate as much information as possible. So there's ways to get help with medical bills. You can learn how to find help from government with medical bills and insurance options for CHIP, Children's Health Insurance Program. You can contact your local Social Security Administration to find out how you can get information. And you may qualify for Medicaid. So please check to see if you can qualify for any of those medical help. Each state has different application requirements for Medicaid for adult. So check your state's Medicaid program to see if you qualify. Healthcare.gov helps you find insurance options, compare care, learn about preventive services. And if your employer does not offer insurance, or you are self-employed, or you want to buy your own insurance, you can get it through the health marketplace. It offers health, vision, and dental insurance for you and your family. And some of you who are business owners, this might help you because you might need insurance, or you might not be covered. Sometimes if you're married, you can be covered under your spouse's insurance. But if you're not and you need health insurance, the health insurance marketplace is somewhere you can look to. Also, if you're a veteran, you can just call the Veterans Association. They have loans for veterans. They have GI bills to help you go back to school. They have insurance benefits. They have all kinds of benefits. The next thing I want to talk about is one way to save money is your storage unit. I know a lot of us have homes. I know I have a house. So why you have a house and you have a storage unit? I just need to ask you that. Because if you have a storage unit and you can't put something to your house, that means that you have too much stuff in your house and you need to be, look over it and try to clean some stuff out. If you have items stored in a storage unit for over a year, chances are you probably don't need it. Chances are you probably don't even remember what's in that storage unit. What I'd like you to do is to do some purging from your storage unit and bring those items into your house. The rest of the items can be sold, donated, or tossed out. This potentially could save you between $70 and $150 per month by eliminating your storage unit. Medical bills. If you get medical bills, I have Blue Cross Blue Shield. Now, when I get my information, my statement from Blue Cross Blue Shield, they will tell me this is not a bill, this is just a statement. I go through my statement to make sure that my doctor has not charged me for any services that I did not receive. Anytime I go to the doctor, I'm aware of what tests they're running on me and what they're doing to me. So when I go back and look at my Blue Cross Blue Shield statement, I make sure that the test that they ran and whatever they did to me adds up to what is on that bill. Because I do not want the doctor's office charging my insurance company more for something I am paying into. The other thing I would tell everyone to do is when you go to your doctor's office and your doctor prescribes you a new medication, that you ask the doctor for a sample. Because here's the deal. If you get that sample and it works, that's great. You can go get the prescription filled. But if you go get the prescription filled and it costs you money and it doesn't work, well, you flush some money right down the drain. The prescription folks send doctors samples all the time. They get tons of samples. And sometimes the doctors are not going to tell you that they have samples. I always ask when they said, okay, we want to prescribe this, this, and this. I was like, do you have samples of those drugs? And more than likely, I would say 99% of the time, they do have samples of the drug. And sometimes they have enough samples to whatever is wrong with me, those samples will cover that amount. So I won't have to get a prescription at all. So I can't see the chat box, but if you have learned anything that you didn't know so far, say, that's new to me. For doctors, try to find and use doctors that are inside your network for your insurance. At this point, you can order glasses online and save money. You can request generic drugs so you're not paying for the real drug. If you're used to paying a small fortune for brand name medications, it's time to ask your doctor if there's a generic alternative. In fact, 90% of generic drug copays cost less than $20 compared to just 39% of brand name copays. I'm going to sort of skip this. This is for individuals. If you have a flexible spending account at your job, please look into your flexible care account because that can save you money. They take the money out pre-taxed, so you can put that money aside to pay for your health care savings. For dental savings, there are a lot of dental schools here in the state of Maryland. You can go to University of Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. They have a dental school. Howard University also has a dental school. By going to these dental schools and wherever you're at, check your area to see if they have dental schools, because I know they have dental schools probably in every state here in the United States. Go to the dental school. You can spend less than 50% of what you're paying with your dentist now, and they do just as good as a job. So I'm going to give you a minute to read what's in your closet. So this is actually me. Looks like it's sitting here. It's been a while, and I thought I'd stop by and see how you're doing. Clean out that closet and see how you may be able to make some extra funds. Look at all the shoes and dresses and hats and everything that she's got. Take an inventory of the items that you have. Now, I wish my closet looked like this. If you want your closet to look like this, put it in the chat and I'll see it later. I wish my closet looked like this. Take an inventory of the items you have in your closet, home, such as clothing and furniture. You can do a couple of things. You can find a consignment shop and let them sell your clothing for you, and you get a percentage of the profits. So there are things called consignment shops where you bring your clothing or you bring your furniture in, and they sell those items for you, and you get a percentage of what they sell. So check into some consignment shops. Or you can sell them online or at a garage sale to make a profit. Or you can donate them to the thrift shop, Salvation Army, and get the tax write-off when you file taxes. If you have any question about the USA, there is this site called USA.gov. You can find information about the most requested facts. You can find help for people with disabilities, benefits, grants or loans, food assistance, housing, how to start a small business, how to look for a new job, consumer information, retirement information. Anything you want to know is on USA.gov. For entertainment, we all know that we're getting back and more people are going out, and there's certain ways you can get discounts on entertainment. One website I use is www.goldstar.com. I get tickets here for up to half price to all kinds of events all over the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. Some of them are also free. The other one is www.livingsocial.com. Of course, everyone knows Groupon. You can get items for half price, and that is good when you're getting ready to travel. I'm getting ready to travel, so I go to the Groupon area or the state where I'm going, and I see what coupons they have for Groupon there. The other one is www.restaurant.com. It offers gift certificates that are available in denominations from $5 to $100, and it allows customers to save thousands on restaurants across the country with just a few clicks. Travel. So for all of us traveling, here are some travel tips. Number one, travel during off season. We don't want to travel when everyone else is traveling because we know everything will be higher, especially if you're traveling during the holidays or high peak times. If you fly earlier in the week, maybe Monday or Tuesday versus Thursday or Friday, you may be able to find better deals. And the second flight of the day is less expensive than the first. When you get there, try to figure out the place's public transportation before traveling. This way, you won't have to worry about getting taxis or Ubers or anything. You may be able to take their public transportation. Let me skip that. Oh, let me say this. When you travel, like I travel to North Carolina quite frequently. So when I travel to North Carolina, the hotels in a main hub may be more expensive. I would suggest that you travel at least 10 miles outside of where you're staying. It might be a smaller town. And number one, the rates will be cheaper at the hotel. And even though it might be a 10-minute travel, you might save up to $20 to $30 a night or more just by traveling 10 minutes away from that expensive hub. The other thing I would suggest when you're traveling, find a hotel that serves breakfast, because breakfast can be pretty costly. But if you find a hotel that says breakfast, you can enjoy breakfast. Not only that, during breakfast, they have some fruits and they have some little muffins and stuff. So you can take some of those muffins and fruit and you can have something to snack on and save yourself money during the day. If you're like me, I'm one of these people, and this is just me personally. I believe my hair is my crown and glory. So I love keeping my hair did, and I have all kind of crazy hairstyles I've had my hair in. And as a way to save money, I have actually gone to beauty schools. No matter where you're at in the country, you can find a beauty school to go to where they're able to do your hair. And the thing I love about beauty schools, number one, they're done by students, so they are extremely clean. They're washing your rollers after every person they work on. They are just taking everything from the bottom up, and it is much cheaper. If I go to I do have a hairstylist that I go to occasionally, and she will charge for a wash and set $40. If I go to a beauty school here in Maryland, they'll charge me $12. So I can actually get 3 wash and sets for the price of just one. So, if you want to save some money, there's also barber schools, and there are schools that do facials and nails as well. While there are lots of jobs available, you can create your own business. During this pandemic, you should have been able to tap into your own talents. What I've learned during the pandemic, I have learned that I can do my own fingernails. I have learned how to do my own hair. Not that good though. I have learned I've had a passion for writing. I have saved a ton of money on gas by not commuting. I find I have lots of items in my house that I didn't need. I also do a program called Slam the Scam, which I talk to individuals about looking out for scams that happen to people today. So many people have been scammed during this pandemic, and I don't want that to happen to people. So if you'd like to contact me, my name is Helen Robinson. My information is Diva On A Dollar 2 at gmail.com. My phone number is 301-257-0294. I'm going to stop sharing now so I can give you some more tips that are not on the slides and answer any questions if I can. Okay, give me a second to get back with you guys. Hello, everybody. I need to stop sharing. Anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to ask me? I'd like to talk to you guys also about something called the pink tax. So, okay, there we go. So the pink tax, I was telling people, is a tax that they put on things that are pink. Like, for instance, if you go out and you buy a razor, we know ladies' razors are pink and they're pretty. So we go ahead and we buy the pink razors. And actually, the men's razors, which are usually blue, do the same exact job as the pink razors do. So when you go out to buy razors, skip the pretty pink and go ahead and use the blue razors if you need to. Anybody else have any questions, any thoughts, anything they'd like to add? Any money saving tips that you might have that I didn't cover? Because usually during my regular session, I do cover a lot. I'm sorry, let me go back up into the chat. I missed the chat. Okay, I don't see anything else in the chat. I would like to thank all of you for joining me for Diva on a Dollar. And I know our next session is about to start shortly. So I'm going to thank you. Gwen Rise said, you're right about the pink tax. Absolutely. We just really need to stay vigilant. And what I will also tell you is that sometimes we have contractors who come in our neighborhoods and they say, hey, we're going to help you fix up something. We're just knocking on the doors to see if anybody is doing any work. Please be careful when you're using those contractors, because a lot of them come in there and they create bigger problems, or they say they're going to charge you one price and they actually wind up charging you another price. And they especially prey upon the elderly because they know that the elderly, they need the work done, and so they'll go along with anything because sometimes they just don't know and they don't have someone in their family or a friend to tell them that that's not a good thing to do. Okay, absolutely. He says to reshare the link with the house fix-up items, so I can do. I know them off the top of my head. The community. Okay, I will send you an email. Yes, but thank you guys again for tuning in. First of all, while we're here, can you put in the chat box how are you guys enjoying the summit? Can you just let me know how you're enjoying the summit? Well, good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the summit. And we have a couple of more workshops before the end of the day. And we ask that in between, you click on that button on the left-hand side that says networking, and network with some of the people who are attending the summit, and you can make a friend. And please go to our expo booth while you're at it. I'm just going to put a plug. My daughter, Desiree Robinson, who is a therapist, she has a booth there, and please check out her booth because it is amazing. And I am saying that because I'm her mother. Some people say, I'm not saying that just because she's my daughter. I am saying that because she is my daughter. But thank you and have a great evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, Regina. Love you.